Far under the sea, there lived a young mermaid named Coral. Coral had always wanted a friend, but all the sea creatures were too busy swimming and playing with their families. Coral felt very lonely. One day, she heard a sailor talk about children on the land who played together all the time. Coral wished she could meet a human child. Maybe I can find a friend up there, she thought. One night, Coral swam close to the shore. She hid behind a rock and saw a shiny castle with lights glowing. In the garden, she noticed a small boy playing with a ball. The boy laughed as he tossed the ball in the air. Coral's heart leaped with joy. "He could be my friend," she whispered. She watched him until the moon rose high. When the boy went inside, Coral made a wish to the stars. "I want to bring him to the ocean, where we can play together forever." The next evening, Coral waited near the shore again. The boy came back, this time with a shiny crown on his head. He played happily, humming to himself. Coral didn't know that this boy was a prince. She only saw a kind smile and heard his sweet laugh. With a flick of her tail, Coral cast a spell she learned from an old shell. A mist rose around the prince, and he fell asleep. Coral gently carried him on her back and swam deep into the ocean. But something felt strange. As she swam past the coral reefs, the fish whispered, "Why is the prince of the land here?" Coral froze. "Prince? What prince?" she wondered, looking at the boy. Coral brought the boy to her secret cave. She decorated it with shiny pearls and glowing seaweed to make him feel welcome. When the boy woke up, he looked around with wide eyes. "Where am I?" he asked. "You're in my home under the sea," Coral said, smiling brightly. "I brought you here so we can be friends." The boy blinked. "Friends? But I need to go back to the castle. My mom and dad will be worried." Coral frowned. "Don't you like it here? We can swim, play, and see so many amazing things." She showed him a school of rainbow fish swimming by. The boy laughed but then shook his head. "It's pretty, but I can't stay. My name is Leo, and I'm the prince. My parents will miss me." Coral's heart sank. She didn't know he was so important. Still, she thought, maybe he'll forget about the castle if we have fun. Coral took Leo to meet her sea friends. "This is Wally the whale," she said as a huge whale swam by, singing a deep song. Leo clapped his hands. "Wow, Wally is so big." Next, Coral introduced him to a tiny crab named Pinchy. "Pinchy loves to dance," Coral said, and Pinchy wiggled his claws. Leo laughed so hard, his cheeks turned red. "See, isn't it fun here?" Coral asked. Leo nodded. "It is, but I still miss my mom and dad." Coral felt a little sad but didn't give up. "Maybe if I show him something even more amazing, he'll want to stay forever," she thought. But deep in the ocean, someone was watching them. A shadowy figure with glowing eyes swam closer. As Coral and Leo played near the coral reef, a dark shadow slithered past. It was Marla, the sea witch. She had heard about the stolen prince. "That foolish mermaid doesn't know what she's done," Marla cackled. "The humans will come looking for their prince. If they find us, it will mean trouble for the entire ocean." Marla decided to trick Coral. "I'll make her bring the boy to me," she sneered, swirling her magic wand. Meanwhile, Coral took Leo to see a glowing cave filled with shiny treasure lost from shipwrecks. "Do you like it?" she asked. "It's amazing," Leo said, picking up a golden coin. "But I still miss my family." Before Coral could say anything, Marla appeared. "Oh, little mermaid, what have you done?" she said with a fake smile. Coral looked confused. "What do you mean?" Marla pointed her bony finger at Leo. "The humans will be angry that you took their prince. They might even hurt the ocean. You must give him to me. I'll keep him safe." Coral felt her heart sink at Marla's words. She didn't want to cause trouble for the ocean. But she didn't trust Marla. Why should I give him to you? Coral asked. Marla smiled slyly. Because humans don't belong in the sea, little mermaid. If the king and queen find out you took their prince, they might send boats and nets to harm us. I will hide him far away so no one finds him. Leo clung to Coral's arm. Don't let her take me. She's scary, he whispered. Coral looked at Leo's frightened face. She didn't know what to do. Can't I just bring him back myself? Marla's eyes glowed. It's too late. The humans are already looking for him. You'll never make it in time. Let me handle it. Coral hesitated. She didn't like Marla's plan, but she was afraid of causing harm to her ocean friends. Give me 1 day, Coral finally said. If I can't fix this, I'll bring him to you. Marla laughed. Fine, little mermaid. But remember, you only have 1 day. Then, with a swirl of dark water, Marla vanished. Coral swam back to her cave with Leo, her mind racing. What do we do? She asked him. I need to go home, Leo said. If my parents see me, they'll know I'm safe. They won't send boats after the ocean. Coral frowned. But I can't go to the castle. If they see me, they might think I'm a monster. Leo thought for a moment. What if you just drop me near the shore? I can walk back to the castle myself. Coral's eyes brightened. That might work. But we need to be careful. Marla could be watching. Just as they were making their plan, Wally the whale swam by. Coral, I heard about the sea witch, he said. Be careful. She can't be trusted. Coral nodded. Thanks, Wally. We'll be very careful. But little did they know, Marla had already sent her eels to follow them. Coral and Leo left the cave early the next morning. Coral swam fast, with Leo holding on to her back. They had to reach the shore before Marla's magic could stop them. But suddenly, 2 slippery eels appeared in front of them. Their eyes glowed red, and they hissed, Where are you taking the boy? Coral's heart pounded. We're just going for a swim, she lied. Lies, the eels snapped. The sea witch said to bring him back. Leo clung tightly to Coral. I don't like them, he whispered. Coral turned and darted through the water. Hold on, Leo, she shouted as she swam as fast as she could. The eels chased them, snapping their sharp teeth. Coral swerved through coral reefs and hid behind a giant rock. The eels hissed angrily, searching for them. Wally the whale appeared and sprayed a giant spout of water at the eels, scaring them away. Thank you, Wally, Coral said, breathing hard. Go quickly, Coral, Wally said. You don't have much time. With the eels gone, Coral and Leo continued their journey toward the shore. But they knew Marla wouldn't give up so easily. Coral swam tirelessly until they reached the shoreline. The soft sand beneath the shallow water glowed under the morning sun. Leo's face lit up. That's my home, he said, pointing to the castle in the distance. Coral felt relieved, but also a little sad. I'm glad you'll be safe now, but I'll miss you. Leo held her hand. I'll miss you too. You're the best friend I've ever had. As they approached the shore, they heard voices calling. Prince Leo, where are you? It was the king and queen. They were walking along the beach with guards searching everywhere. Coral stopped. What if they see me? Will they think I'm bad? Leo shook his head. No. I'll tell them you saved me. But before they could move closer, the water around them turned dark. A swirling cloud appeared, and Marla rose from the waves. Did you really think you could escape me? She hissed. Marla waved her magic wand, and thick seaweed wrapped around Coral and Leo. You've disobeyed me, little mermaid, Marla said, her voice booming. Let us go, Coral shouted, struggling against the seaweed. Marla sneered. You've caused too much trouble, stealing the prince. Now I'll take him, and the humans will never find him. Leo glared at Marla. "You're mean. Coral is my friend, and she's only trying to help me." Marla laughed. "Friendship? How foolish. Humans and mermaids can never be friends." As Marla raised her wand to cast another spell, a loud roar echoed through the water. Wally the whale charged at Marla, splashing her with a powerful wave. The seaweed loosened, and Coral quickly freed herself and Leo. "Run to your parents, Leo," Coral shouted, pushing him toward the shore. Chapter 11. A Mother's Love. Leo ran to the beach, calling out, "Mom! Dad!" The king and queen turned and gasped. "Leo, you're safe." They ran to him, pulling him into their arms. "We were so worried," the queen cried, hugging him tightly. Leo pointed to the ocean. "Coral saved me. She's my friend." The king and queen looked at the water, where Coral floated nervously. "A mermaid," the king said, surprised. "Don't be afraid," Leo said. "She's kind and helped me come home." The queen smiled gently. "Thank you, Coral. You have a brave heart." Marla, watching from the waves, growled in anger. "This isn't over," she shouted, readying her wand. But before she could cast another spell, the king held up his own golden staff. "Leave the ocean, Marla. You will not harm anyone again." With a powerful light from the staff, Marla's magic broke. She screamed and disappeared into the deep, dark sea. With Marla gone, peace returned to the ocean and the land. Coral swam closer to the shore, smiling shyly at Leo. "I'm so happy you're safe," she said. Leo grinned. "And I'm happy I met you. You'll always be my best friend." The king stepped forward. "Coral, you are welcome to visit us any time. You have shown great courage and kindness." Coral's heart filled with joy. "Thank you, Your Majesty. I'll come to visit, and maybe Leo can visit me under the sea too." The queen laughed softly. "Maybe one day." As the sun set, Coral waved goodbye to Leo and his family. She dove back into the ocean, her heart warm with happiness. She knew she would never be lonely again. And so, the mermaid and the prince remained friends forever, proving that love and kindness could bring two worlds together.